Coming up on the very first episode, we've got British consultant to London Spitfire and general Overwatch obsessive Stylosa joining us for a chat and a bit of a challenge.
And we are lucky enough to be joined by my good friend and top UK streamer Onscreen to talk to us about all the latest and greatest esports news.
And we're super excited to welcome pro player Sen0o to the show. He'll be sharing his top tips for improving your League of Legends game.
And that's not all. One of you lucky viewers at home will be in for the chance of winning an amazing prize if you correctly guess the result of our game-breaking challenge.
I'm Frankie.
And I'm Pala.
And this is the OMEN Esports Report. Esports Report. This is the 30-minute live show that brings you the latest news from across the world of esports.
We also have pro players, guests and tips to help seriously improve your own gameplay and some less than serious competitions. Frankie, let's start the show off with a bang by introducing our first guest. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Stylosa!
Oh, yes!
Welcome, brother. Great to see you. Oh, sorry, I did not mean to interrupt.
Oh, my goodness. Men just before, apparently. Absolutely fine. Stylosa, you're known as the British consultant.
The British consultant.
It's a very fancy title, isn't it? The British consultant.
But what does it mean?
It sounds very fancy.
It means I'm an expert in crumpets with Marmite, how to make tea, and apparently flying Spitfires as well.
I'm going to give you a test, though. How do you make tea?
So you put the tea bag in, and then you put the water in.
Yes.
And then you put the milk in, then you put the sugar in.
You've got to leave it 3 minutes, though, before the milk.
No, it depends. Sometimes 7 minutes. I think about 7 minutes, 20 seconds. Very precise. This is why I'm,
But there's only tough questions on the OMEN Esports Report.
Sometimes about tea, other times about hardcore esports topics. Perhaps we should dive in straight away.
We should,
with regards to Spitfire.
We should, because they won the Stage 1 playoffs of the inaugural season of Overwatch League, but they're currently sitting 9th in the table.
Yeah, massive, huge start to the league. Stage 1 champions, go down in history for that. Fantastic achievement. But then we had a little bit of a slump. Now, the good news is we are on the up and up now. So I think the timing is probably perfect. We're about to go into the playoffs. So hopefully we can carry this through into the playoffs, into New York, into the finals, win Overwatch League. It's that easy.
Yeah, and tell us about all things British with regards to your team, because you have a challenger team known as the Hurricanes, and they are in fact 50% UK players.
Yeah, so it was a big thing for us to make sure we develop local talent. And in very early on stages with Hurricane, we realised we want 50% British players because we know we've got the talent in this country. We just got to find it. And yeah, Hurricane went out there.
I feel you on that with regards to another esport.
Well, I mean, Hurricane went out there and they won the EU contenders, and then they beat the NA contenders. So effectively, they are the best non-Overwatch League team. 50% British.
And so essentially what you guys are doing is intending to flood Overwatch League with British talent.
Well, that's the
European
dream.
Talent.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like, it's kind of undeveloped in this country right now for, finding upcoming talent, and that's kind of what we're trying to do with Hurricane. And the results so far have been fantastic.
And what's your specific role with regards to the Hurricanes and how you grow them as a team?
Yeah, I guess with Hurricane, it's an interesting one because, like I said, it was our primary focus was to make it, as British as possible. It's a fantastic team and a fantastic setup. But I think, Hurricane, I can't really say a bad word about Hurricane because they've performed above and beyond what we expected. Honestly, it's so awesome.
They are basically the best contenders team out there.
Yeah.
So where do you go from here? What are your goals for next season? Because contenders season 2, doesn't it kick off literally this weekend?
Yeah. Win again, and again, and again, and again. I mean, it's as simple as that, I suppose. We go into this though with more pressure because being the reigning champions, people obviously want to take that title away. So.
And you've added a new player as well recently.
Yes, a new British player. We added Mikey A. And we actually had a German player as well, Nesh, who's a Widowmaker.
How do you discover those players? Do they go through contenders trials?
Yeah, it's like a mixture of that. It's through contenders trials, you know, do the players perform well on ladder? Do we know of the players from other teams maybe that we could bring in? So it's a lot of like elements that we bring together.
And going back to the main team, the Spitfire, they have a trip upcoming to the UK, right?
Yes, totally. So yeah, we're going to bring Spitfire over to the UK when Overwatch League finishes. We're going to take them around like all of the sites.
Definitely London. Yeah, right, let's just get that out there right now.
I am the Queen. I will receive them in my flat in New Cross. I'll hoover and everything.
Hang on, the Queen lives in New Cross. What?
Yes. Oh my goodness, we can't get the guests these days, can we? So you're going to take them around London.
Yes.
Millennium Wheel, Eye thing, whatever it's called.
Well, I mean,
the Millennium Eye.
The big eye. The big wheel.
And not just London as well. Like we would like to take them around the country as well.
Director Dan has just been like, it's called the London Eye.
Yes, indeed. We have official clarification from the Word of God. Moving forward, a bit about yourself, Stylosa, in terms of history with Overwatch. You've been involved in the scene for a while, and how does that help you with dealing with Spitfire and the Hurricanes?
Yeah, like I've covered Overwatch since the game began, since it was in closed beta, which, I mean, it's 2015, I think. So, yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's a weird one to explain. It's like, it's almost part of me now. It's been my life, you know. It's crazy. And obviously that gives me like a unique perspective when it comes to, you know, the community and how like we can relate to the community and do other kind of things like that with the teams.
And yet, despite you being part of Overwatch from the very start, we decided to bring you down to the OMEN Esports report and challenge you with an entirely different game. And I'm blaming this guy because he's a CSGO head.
Might have had something to do with it.
You might have indeed. So we thought you would be our crash test dummy, really, in the very first OMEN CSGO Headshot Challenge.
Okay, Sty, you are now ready to compete in our OMEN CSGO Headshot Challenge, playing on an OMEN by HP gaming desktop with an NVIDIA 1080 Ti. You have professional gear, but are you going to have a professional performance?
Undoubtedly, yes. I've got one issue, though. This doesn't look like Overwatch, but I think I'll do okay because I play a bit of Soldier. Soldier's kind of got an AK-47, right? Your rifle, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Slightly comparable. We're playing on aim bots made by Hewlett-Packard, a very famous aim training map. Professionals play on it. Other people like myself play on it as well, just to keep up the skills. Have you done anything like this before?
Yeah, on this map, weeks of training because I knew I was coming on to the show, so I'm like, I've got to practice for this. I need to get the 100 kills. It's doable.
Okay,
it's doable.
I'm not sure I believe you. I have already set my score on this, and other members of the crew have as well. And when you finish, your score will go onto our hallowed OMEN leaderboard for the challenge. All I have left to say is, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, well, Sty, let's get it underway. The first headshot will set the timer, and then you have 60 seconds to score as many headshot kills as possible. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, the first headshot has been had. No, that's not a bad start. You're already up to 6 kills. Just so you're aware, some of us in the studio have already set scores, including myself, and so there's some stiff competition out there. You're not doing too badly at all. We've got the bots diving and jumping around.
It'd be easier if they stood still.
I know.
I feel
that's usually how the pros and most Counter-Strike players warm up on this map, but we've switched it up a bit here, got some movement going. The lateral movement, the crouches as well. You might even see some jumps come out.
I swear some of these are landing. They're just not registering what's going on.
Look, excuses aren't going to help you right now. You need to get that aim on point, Sty. And as you kill more, they get further and further away, bunch up together. And you've got, in just a moment, 10 seconds remaining.
How many have I done so far?
You're doing good. 3, 2, 1. Sty, hands off the keyboard and mouse. Congratulations, you've completed the OMEN CSGO Headshot Challenge. How do you feel you've done?
Feeling confident. Probably top of the leaderboard. Easy game.
That's going to be tough.
No, I believe.
All right. Well, let's find out exactly how you've done and head back over to the couch. Congratulations on your performance. I mean, now that it's all said and done, how do you think you did?
Well, I think it was out of 100, right? 100's the limit, so 90.
Oh, okay. So you think you got 90% down. I can confirm your score as I write it down. because I know what the result was. Don't peek. And it's where you are on the leaderboard that counts, our hallowed OMEN leaderboard.
No, it only counts if you're over, if he's over you. Right? Sorry, Pala. Sorry,
Moving forward quickly, I'm currently in second place with 32 frags. Onscreen's at the top with 38. And Stylosa,
Hit me.
you're second place with 35,
Yes!
sir. Congratulations.
Yes!
Let me move myself down. Very unfortunately, that. But that's a great performance, I must say, especially by someone that doesn't play too much CS.
I did do years ago, but yeah, I'll take that. I'll beat you. I mean,
Well, I mean, that is worth a little something, but only pride, because, of course, that's what you were playing for today. But everyone watching at home, you actually have the chance to win something of value. And here is how. Later on in the show, we will be joined by XL Esports top laner Sen0o to take part in our very first game-breaking challenge.
And if you guess the outcome correctly, you could be in with a chance of bagging yourself an OMEN gaming desktop PC with an NVIDIA 1080 Ti.
We're going to throw Sen0o into a public 5v5, all random, all mid-match, and all he has to do is lead his team to victory.
But, and this is the game-breaking part, Frankie, he can only use one hand.
Yes, and I'm actually going to be cutting that off, so I should probably go and get my gloves on.
That's a bit overkill. You can probably just take away his keyboard.
Yeah, I guess that works too.
Anyway, to enter and to see the full terms and conditions, follow the link on screen.
You've only got until 7:20 p.m. to cast your vote and therefore enter the competition, so get clicking. Good luck.
There you go, everybody. Do not forget to get involved. Now, Frankie, I think it's time that we talk about some news. And it's only fair that we get our second guest in the mix. It's one of my good friends, top UK streamer, ex-Counter-Strike professional, On Screen, everybody.
Yes!
Welcome, Craig. Oh, okay. Now the banter begins. How was the trip from Wales, my friend?
He always does this. Everyone knows I'm not Welsh. Come on, man.
You look Welsh, and that's not a bad thing. I love a Welsh man.
we all do.
Now, you were actually streaming earlier in our dressing room,
was.
3 to 5, because
Not
you're
very
part of
well.
the OMEN squad.
Not
Not
very
very, honestly. He was playing Fortnite. You've got 2
No,
wins.
fantastic.
I've only
I'm
played for a
teasing,
month.
I'm
Yeah,
teasing.
but I haven't played CS for a month. I've been playing quite a lot of Fortnite recently, but
And
I'm
how,
still better
how
than
are you
Pala.
finding Fortnite?
I'm really
Besides
enjoying it.
CS?
Really enjoying it. Yeah, it's a nice change from CS, I suppose. I mean, I still play CS. Don't get me wrong. but,
Averagely.
can we look at that board again? I swear. We're over that board.
Let's not show the leaderboard. Let's just make sure that's not on camera.
Yeah, I mean, you did come in and you filmed that earlier. I have to say, for everyone at home, on screen was just like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. Normally, everyone's just double tap. You were somehow managing that recoil and still getting headshots.
Yeah,
It
I've
was
done a lot of aim, but I've
insane.
probably killed millions of those bots on that map, to be honest.
What did you score? It was the first
I
time
know, actually,
played it.
yeah. Overwatch,
Now-
you're better than CS, come on.
We did mention Fortnite just now,
Yeah.
and it's actually our first news topic because recently they announced $100 million
Yes,
going into a
100 million.
prize pool, which
Massive.
is insane. So they're making their intentions quite clear, Epic Games. But what do you think Fortnite will be like as an esport?
I mean, 100 million is a lot of money. Honestly, a lot of people are giving it hate, saying, "Oh, I've never considered Fortnite an esport." I mean, does it matter? I mean, it's 100 million going into gaming. It doesn't matter. I've been really looking forward to it. I think.
But it's very personality driven. It's such a fun
definitely, yeah.
game to watch. PUBG, another battle royale, went with squads, but Fortnite seems to be going with solos and duos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
What's that dynamic like to you guys?
well, as PUBG is mainly as a squad, isn't it? Like most tournaments and whatnot. I think the big news people saying is that Fortnite were going in the direction of solos and duos. So most people already made teams because everyone's expecting Fortnite to obviously come out of esports eventually. So I guess they've all just split into 2 duos now. Still in the same orgs and whatnot.
We've seen so much growth in esports over the last few years. What do you expect to see as a result of this $100 million investment from Epic?
Oh, geez. No one knows. That's the big question, I guess. I wish I could tell you.
Well, we had the
Stylosa?
Pro-Am.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's great for esports, though, right?
Yeah.
Any cash injection, especially on that level, is just phenomenal. Like esports, everyone's together, right? So it doesn't really matter where it comes from. The whole scene grows. So
Yeah.
win-win.
Yeah. There's no negativity whatsoever when money goes into esports.
Yeah, and some of that money is also going into a charity pool, which is awesome. I think that we should give a little round of
Yeah,
applause
$3
for
million.
that. Great stuff.
That's the thing. And this is the power of Fortnite, is it attracts personalities like your own.
Yeah.
And so we might end up seeing an esport that's really focused on the fun, and we're probably going to see a lot more famous faces in there. Like the Pro-Am that we saw in E3 this year, the 50v50,
Lots
we
of
saw
fun
streamers and celebs teaming up. Marshmello and Ninja won. If they hadn't won, I think people would have been quite shocked.
Yeah, I mean, Ninja is one of the biggest gaming stars in the world. He teamed up with one of the biggest music producers in the world, and they went and won the biggest Fortnite tournament yet, right?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen any other game do that before, where you can match someone up with a celebrity and everyone watches and enjoys it. I mean, I can't imagine doing that in CS, for example. I'm not sure how that would work, but with Fortnite, yeah.
Now, as much as I do appreciate a good game of Fortnite, there is one game that's super close to my heart, and that is, of course, Overwatch, which is why I'm so happy to have you here, Sty, because yesterday in the studio, I kind of maybe slightly broke my microphone because they dropped Hero 28. I was looking at Twitter and my jaw hit the floor because I felt so stupid that I hadn't put two and two together and realised what Hammond was.
Yeah, and neither did I. I thought he was a monkey from the moon.
Me too.
A monkey from the moon and a hamster. It's quite comparable.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. Right? It's pretty similar.
Yeah, Hammond is definitely a species of monkey, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it's insane hero. So you've got the small hamster, Hammond, inside Wrecking Ball, which is a killing machine, which looks like a hamster ball.
Hamster in a wrecking...
Yeah,
let's just not sing.
He actually has a highlight intro. He has a highlight intro on the Wrecking Ball.
Yes.
When it explodes and Hammond sort of flies out, it's quite sad, and he sort of flies away.
But he's also associated with the Junkertown law.
Yes, he is, yeah. Hammond's kind of story is he escaped with Winston from Horizon Lunar Colony, like attached to Winston's sort of pod. And as Winston was going down to Earth, Hammond's broke off and he landed in the Outback, in Junkertown as you do, and naturally decided to build a killer mech and go and...
I think the Overwatch lore is so cool, and the background stories, everything. Should we move on a bit from Hammond and talk about the recent patch? Is it 1.25 and how that's going to affect the meta and gameplay?
Yeah, so I think we've got a lot of stuff which have hit Overwatch recently. We've got the LFG system now, which personally, it's been something that I've really wanted to see in the game for a long time. This allows you to form a group, which is great. So if you want to be a tank player, so if you want to be like Reinhardt, you can go in and say, I'm going to be a tank player, and then build a team around that, and that is crucial. I think as well, you've got the endorsement system. So, yeah, sure, before we could report people because we don't like them, but now we can endorse them and say, hey, you were a great teammate. So that's a great addition. Then we've got things like the nerf to the Shimada brother's name, the bow, what's his name? Hanzo, yeah, which is coming in. Oh, that's coming in later.
They're doing lots and lots of
there's a lot.
changes to
Yeah,
Hanzo.
it's difficult to keep track of a lot of the change, but this is one of the benefits of the game. It's so dynamic, everything changes all the time.
And we have to quickly talk about Symmetra because she's come
Yes,
out of the PTR,
huge
she's had her
changes.
changes.
Yeah.
That ultimate could be a big game changer, and maybe she'll start getting picked for Overwatch League because she's kind of been underused there.
Yes, underused. She's never been selected at the pro level for Overwatch League, which is pretty huge, really. What they've done is they've moved her teleporter to a standard ability. So now she can teleport more often, and she can basically teleport the entire team into positions you wouldn't expect to see them in, which I think we're going to see some very interesting strategies with that. Also, with her ultimate, it is now a huge barrier, which just cuts the map in half, and it's got 5,000 hit points. So that is crazy.
Sounds balanced.
That sounds awesome.
It's crazy.
Only time will tell how the general population and pro players adapt. Now, on our sofa, we have two guests, and I think we should make it a trio, Frankie.
We should indeed. Let's squash up, boys, because we've got our third and final guest to bring on.
Indeed. It is the man that represents League of Legends at the highest level, a professional player hailing from Spain, living in Germany, but currently in the UK. It's Sen0o! Good to see you. Hola.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Muy bien, muy bien.
Multilingual on this sofa. So, Sen0o, you've come to us today from the OMEN house. This is where you're living and training at the moment?
Yes. The OMEN house is great. The UK is great. I think EXO is great as well. I think there's only been positives right now for me here in the UK, and I like it so far.
And so you joined XL Esports in February. pretty much straight away you made an impact. You reached the finals of the ESL Premiership for League of Legends, followed by the EU Masters series that took place in Leicester's Haymarket Theatre. You guys made the top 8. Origin took that, but you told me that you actually very nearly beat Origin.
I mean, Origin was quite hard, to be honest.
But they have experience on the world stage as well,
yeah, I mean,
to be fair.
Froggen, to be fair, had a nice performance, to be honest, 1v9 literally. So yeah, it was pretty hard. It was pretty hard.
And how are you settling into this new team? Because you joined in February, so you've not been there that long, and you were with another roster G2 for a couple of years.
Yes. Yeah, I was in G2V for 2 years. Then I joined EXO. The thing about EXO that I like the most is we're kind of a pioneer in the UK scene, where I think EXO is doing so many steps towards the right direction in professionalizing the UK scene. Like basically the first team to have a gaming house, the OMEN house. Salaries, just I think in general the treatment of the club with the players is great. Like I don't know, I think it's by far the best organization, the most professional organization by far in the UK.
Yeah, it sounds like you're having a great time in the UK, in the OMEN house, representing a British team. Now, we do have you here for a few specific purposes. Yes. One of them is providing tips for everybody at home to get better at League of Legends. Would you like to start us off with your first tip?
Sure, you can go. Okay, here we can see the champ select. There's 140 different champions in League approximately. That's a lot. As a beginner, you're not going to know each ability of every champ. Like every champ has at least 4 different abilities. That's too much to handle. So I recommend always just trying champs and then find the one that you like the most.
So start with a one trick.
Exactly. That's how you call it in League of Legends. Like when if one person is really good at one champ, we call him a one trick pony.
Yes.
It seems like something bad, but it's the best way to gain elo, to get high rank really fast. For that, I recommend, especially when you're a beginner, really easy champs. For example, Malphite, Annie, Renekton we had selected here. Those are beginner friendly and have a lot of crowd control, so they have a lot of impact in the game, and they're also not so hard to learn. And yeah, basically, you're gonna learn all your strengths about your champ, and that's how you're gonna.
I'm gonna take that info and use it, Frankie.
So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, Sen0o.
Tip number 2. Here we have just a general tip. It's even a mistake that I see in high elo still. Even people in Challenger don't know that yet. I don't understand how, because it's pretty simple, but here you can see it. Every time you have a pushed wave in top lane, especially when you have like 1v1 better matchup.
You're pushing into their jungle now?
Exactly, like I push the wave into the turret. Why should I stand in front of the turret doing nothing, especially if I'm melee? If I can just walk into the jungle, check out where the jungle is, get some vision.
Maybe as well, right?
Steal some jungle. Early game it's going to be hard, but definitely later you can do that. I get some vision in the jungle, and if I scout the jungler, even better. My team is going to be able to play more aggressive, and I'm going to relieve pressure on the whole map, even though I'm just a top laner in the top side of the map.
You're not just a top laner.
Yeah, I mean, top lane is arguably one of the hardest positions to play,
and
right?
You
in MOBAs in general.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, in competitive, it's much more different to solo queue. You have so many different
on your own, on the island.
Yes, me as well. Sometimes you.
Third tip, an ultimate tip, please, Sen0o.
Yeah. The third tip. This is a quite tricky one, but also one of the most simple things in League of Legends, but it's hard to master. CSing. CSing is basically what gets you gold, where gold is the stat that will get your champ stronger. You can get items for your champ, and basically when you're getting pushed in, okay, there's a generic rule which is melee minions can tank 2 turret shots, and after those two turret shots, you have to get the last hit. Else it will die to the third shot.
Yeah, and even just those single creeps, they build up over time, right? And that gold lead is absolutely crucial in League and MOBAs in general that have an economy system.
Especially CSing on the turret is one of the things you have to learn as a pro player.
All right. Well, would you like to hit us with your fourth and final tip, Sen0o?
Yeah, the fourth is in general just a tip for an attitude as a player. I think, especially when you're just starting, you have to focus on yourself. It's a team game, okay? Your teammates influence the outcome of your game, but you can't do anything. You can't influence them. So the only thing you can do is focus on yourself. Just think, like, if you lost the game, even though you were fat and you were carrying, just think about what little detail you could have done better to just increase your win rate by just 1% more. And then if you keep doing it, keep doing that, you increase it, and you're never going to reach 100% because it's 5 players. Against 5 players, you can't win every single game. But if you get really good, you're going to carry every game. Bronze, silver, gold. You can carry them all alone, even until diamond. So yeah, like there's no excuses for a player to be stuck around there. So I don't know, just focus on yourself and improve.
Sen0o, great stuff. Thank you very much for those tips. All right, now, tips on the only reason we have you here. You rate yourself pretty highly at League of Legends. You're a professional player. But in our OMEN game-breaking challenge, how good could you be with playing with just one arm?
I'm here with XL Esports top laner Sen0o, and you're going to take on our game-breaking challenge. Nervous?
A bit, but I'm confident.
The challenge is literally a handicap because we're going to take away one of your hands. I've been told legally not allowed to surgically remove, so if you put that ceremoniously behind your back while I explain what's going to happen, we're going to throw Sen0o into an ARAM. That is an all-random, all-mid match where a champion's going to be selected randomly for you. So anyone you're hoping to get?
Marksman would be right. Something that doesn't require a lot of skill, but even then, like, I'm pretty confident.
You're pretty confident. So if you get a high-skill character, you're not going to be able to use the keyboard, so you're going to be a little bit screwed. So I think you're probably just going to use that as an excuse. Oh, it's too high-skilled, I can't play.
That's actually a good idea.
Well, first, this is my favourite part because I'm evil. I am going to take away your keyboard. Say goodbye, Sen0o. Say goodbye to this. Say goodbye to this. Right.
Bye-bye.
Let's get into game, Sen0o. Let's see if you can live up to your promise, because people at home have voted as to whether they think you're going to win or lose, and an OMEN prize is at stake. So you're playing Kenneth right now. You didn't choose that champion, it was chosen for you because we're playing Aram right now. You happy with that selection?
It's gonna be hard, to be honest. I like Kennen, to be honest, but I normally play him with 2 hands.
Oh, so is he a highly skilled character? Are you using this excuse already?
Probably. I'm baiting them. They think they got me, but in reality it's all calculated, so they just die.
You like baiting, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
Is that your specialism?
Yes.
In XL?
My
Do they call you maggot?
They call me what?
Maggot, that's what you use when you go fishing for bait.
Ah! I'm not a maggot. I'm an apple.
Oh, you're an apple?
Yes.
I don't understand how you're still alive. Oh!
I'm dead.
And you're dead.
She baited, he died for it. 1 point, it's so worth. So worth.
It's worth the trade.
Yes, it's worth. Always worth.
How are the rest of your team doing?
I mean, they're trying. The thing is, they're playing with 2 hands and they're not playing better, so...
Ha! How do you know they're playing with 2 hands, though? This could, you just could randomly have come across a team that are all playing with 1 hand. Because it's not looking that great right now.
It's not, I admit. It's not, but it's fine. I'm late game champ. I'm going to do my work later.
Feels like you're pulling things back a bit. You're actually making your first attack on their tower.
Oh, second kill. Positive KDA. Positive KDA. My Gragas is burping all the time. I can't concentrate. He has no manners.
I notice you are working overtime with them clicks, Sen0o. Is that hand well worked? Are you used to this kind of stress and strain?
Oh.
So you are 1 tower
See, double
down.
kill.
Oh, here we go. But the problem is, if they take another tower, it's not going to be level anymore. So suddenly you're going to be even more of a disadvantage. And I don't know if you can bring it back from that.
I'm confident. I trust my team. They're playing with 2 hands.
Where are your minions at?
Team!
In Aram, no one can hear you scream.
Team? What are you doing?
If you ask me really nicely, maybe I could just give this back to you. I can see you. I don't know if you're laughing or crying right now.
Is this mental torture?
Yes, it is.
Like, right now we're like Spain in the World Cup. They were close to being out for 5 minutes, but then in just 2 minutes, they were suddenly first of the group. So we're gonna do the same now. We're not gonna do the Germany. We're not gonna go 2-0 against North Korea. That would be a shame. I'm actually really good. Oh my god.
I like how frequently you're impressed at yourself.
I mean, you're not helping me. You're not saying Sen0o you can do it, so I have to do it.
Oh,
myself,
okay,
right?
right. Sorry. Do you want me to encourage you?
I'm my own cheerleader, you know.
Sen0o, he's our man.
No, I mean,
Oof.
you can't fool anyone right now.
Oof.
This is really lost.
Oof. Well, on the bright side, even though you lost,
I need my keyboard right now. I need to flame my team.
You need to flame your team.
Yes, good things.
I feel like even if you had both hands, you might not have won that one.
Thanks a lot. I need to try.
Do you need a shoulder? Come on, mate. Come on.
No applause. Commiseration, Sen0o. That was defeat plastered on the middle of the screen. But that was a tough challenge. And congratulations to you, Frankie, on those cheerleading skills.
Thank you very much. I am available for hire. But I do actually have to congratulate someone watching at home. Congratulations, John Larkin. You've won yourself an OMEN desktop gaming PC, which is insane. I am very jealous. It's got the NVIDIA, it's got the 1080 Ti. You are sorted, mate. Now, we actually have to say thank you so much to Sen0o, to Onscreen and to Stylosa for being fantastic guests on our first episode. If you want to find out what's coming up on the next episode on August 3rd, check out OMENesportsreport.com.
Also, do not forget to follow us at OMEN_UK to keep up to date with all things OMEN.
In the next episode, of course, we'll have yet another competition, so don't worry, you still have more chances to win an amazing OMEN prize. But up next on the channel, we've got Valkyria, so do not go anywhere. You've got some top gaming still to come tonight. Goodbye!
Peace.